What is up, guys? Welcome to the First Crypto Channel, the most savage crypto channel out there. My name's Kris, and I'll be your host today. Before I'm this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so we can keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information in the space. That being said, let's hop right in this video. As always, we got another awesome video for all you degenerates today. Today, we're going to be talking about a really cool project called Alkimi. For those guys who don't know, Alkimi is going to be the first decentralized ad exchange launching on the Constellation blockchain. The main goal of this project is to digitize ads, and the main target of this project is the metaverse. And let me tell you guys, I've read about a lot of really cool projects, really bad projects, but this one project is jumping into a new industry that has not been tapped yet in the digital space. Please keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and education purposes only. Please do your own research. So if you guys want to check out Alkimi, come over to alkimi.org. Right when you do that, you get this beautiful website that pops up. And I'm just kind of starting off, like, what is Alkimi? I know I broke it down pretty quickly in the beginning, but it's basically a decentralized ad exchange. Now, we're going through the Web3 phase, and then there's going to be Web 4 and then Web 5, and it's going to come in these like really quick phases. And one thing that the metaverse provides a lot of opportunity for is, interaction with, your workspace, playing video games, all sorts of really cool utility. But one thing that companies are going to use in the metaverse is ads. And ads is the biggest driver of, influencers, TV shows, anything behind entertainment involves some sort of ad or sponsorship. And what Alkimi wants to do is they want to provide a platform where companies can go in and submit ads so that they can post it up in the metaverse, within, games, anything that's digitized that's going to be on a blockchain, hypergraph, or any sort of digital piece of information. And the ultimate goal of Alkimi is to be open, transparent, and deal with copyright fraud that has been extremely prevalent within the ad community, or the ad industry. And this is something they really highlight in their white paper, which we're gonna go over in a minute. But just hopping down, checking out some stuff about Alkimi. So why should you select Alkimi to post ads and interact with the project? They're going to have reduced transaction fees. Keep in mind that you're going to have to pay a transaction fee if you put up an ad using Alkimi. But on top of that, they're launching on Constellation, which has feeless. They use these steady state channels to be a fee-less blockchain. And I can't say that enough. This blockchain does not have any fees. Technically, it's hypergraph. I'm just going to say blockchain as like a general term. Transparency, their goal is to eliminate fraud. Everything's out in the open, out in public, so that if there's any sort of copyright strikes or anything really sketchy where someone tries to steal your idea, well, you can put your ad out there. There's going to be a unique like serial number behind it. It makes it very difficult to replicate it. And they can also use technology to make sure that whatever you create is independent and not a copycat of any other ads within a massive database that can basically go through the entire blockchain and just and basically it can go through every single blockchain and determine whether or not it fits if it's an exact match of another ad. And then carbon footprint, so you're going to see a lot of blockchains. They're going to talk about reducing carbon footprint and whatnot. Blockchain technology, hypergraph technology, hashgraph technology, all these different types of technology besides proof of work through Bitcoin, basically he uses a lot less energy. Since like Ethereum switched over to ETH 2.0, I believe that the energy fees equate to, I think, 2 to 3 middle income houses for a year. So the amount of energy that the blockchain uses, it's the same amount of energy that 2 to 3 middle income house families use in 1 year. So that's not that much if you compare that to a world scale, and there's like 70 billion people on this planet. Now, right here, it talks about how there's a state channel. The state channel is how a lot of the projects that are going to be launching on the Constellation network bypass fees and then basically go feeless. And this is the biggest selling point behind Constellation. And Alkimi is really advertising that they're going to use the state channel. Now, what's really interesting is this ad exchange and how it's going to be extremely decentralized. So there's a lot of cool ad exchanges through like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And the big problem is there's a lot of fraud and kind of going on into the future. Right now we have AI based software that will go in and type up an ad, use proper English, put cool colors, fonts, text, and everything. But also with that AI technology, it's very easy to replicate and copy other people's ads. So this can cause a huge legal battle, and also could cause some problems if a scam company replicates the same ad of a major company and uses it and causes mayhem and distrust. And you can see like a drop in the stock market, people pulling out lawsuits, like a whole mess. So having a decentralized ad exchange is something that we need in the cryptocurrency space, but we haven't seen it yet until Alkimi introduced this new industry. So that also brings me to the next point. Alkimi has a first mover advantage. Anytime you have a project that comes into a new space within, blockchain, cryptocurrency technology, and they introduce a new idea that's significantly different from everyone else, they have first mover advantage, which means they're going to get a huge amount of interest, and then you're going to get these copycats that aren't going to do as well. So this is what makes me extremely excited about this project, is the fact that they're running on first mover advantage. Now, the main people that are developing this project is Alkimi Labs. They have a portal where you can go and buy NFTs. You can buy and stake your ADS tokens. There's more on this website that goes over that. You can buy off exchange. They have an ERC20 of their token, and they're slowly migrating over to Constellation. Now we'll get into this part later. Now, what I want to do is just go over up to the white paper and bring up this white paper. Now, this white paper is very detailed. It's in depth, and it reminds me of my master's studies. So just scrolling down, coming down here to the abstract, if you ever don't want to read a white paper, this is like a quick pro tip. You can just read the abstract, and the abstract is a summary of the entire paper. It's what researchers use to come through hundreds of papers, just so they don't have to waste time reading like a 100-page paper to see if it's relatable to their research. So just starting off with the first paragraph, Alkimi Exchange is decentralized advertising exchange built on Constellation Network's hypergraph using the open RTB standards for programmatic advertising. Alkimi Exchange will host a media exchange auction in real time on the hypergraph by developing a hosted state channel, ALEX. Now, kind of coming down, it just talks about how hypergraph is really great and how Constellation is really great. I've already covered this in a prior video. Now, the Alkimi Exchange is being developed to build on the hypergraph using the scalable protocol called the HTTP. HTTP allows developers to find their data sets, utilize Constellation, and achieve consensus a lot quicker. So the idea is, the reason why Alkimi selected Constellation is because it's more scalable, a lot faster, and you won't get burned up by fees like Ethereum, like you would do on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, kind of scrolling down, I want to highlight why this is such an important industry. So the internet's first advert was in 1994, and now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And online advertising in 2020 surpassed about 340 billion. Typically, if you got a company, you always want to advertise, promote it out there so that more and more people know who you are. So there's a huge demand for this. So the exponential growth of digital advertising was fueled by rapid innovation. As a result, the industry has become highly fragmented and dominated by Facebook and Google, who have claimed about over 50% of the shared digital advertising, which is a little under 200 billion. At its core, programmatic advertising is an automated way to buy or sell online media using a combination of technologies. In this sense, it shares similarities with traditional centralized financial and derivative exchanges. So we talk about how bad the banks are all the time and how we're going to replace the banks with cryptocurrency coins, which I think we will. But also, there's a lot of other centralized entities. When you go on Facebook and you use it, you think you're using it for free, but you're not. They're selling your data to companies, and in exchange for selling your data, they're giving you advertisements based off of products you want. So Amazon, Google, YouTube, all of them have executives that sit on each other's boards and they work for each other. They're just like a giant monopoly. You just posing as like three separate companies, and it's like that for most companies. So the whole point of blockchain technology isn't to make money. It isn't necessary. It isn't necessarily to make money, and also it's not necessarily to destroy the banks. It's to destroy any type of it's to destroy any type of centralization. Any type of centralization you see in any industry was manipulated and created over the past couple decades. And what blockchain technology can do is force these companies to go on the blockchain, play fair, and develop a society that can be beneficial to the users of the technology. And that's the idea behind it. And that's what Alkimi is really recognizing when they're pointing out the fact that, Google, Facebook, and these big tech companies are just giant monopolies working together. Now, it goes through the evolution of DeFi and how it pops up and whatnot. So, to kind of just scroll down, the idea is how this process works. So you have the publisher, the user, and the advertiser. So the publisher comes over here and he publishes content, and then the publisher goes straight to the advertiser, where the advertisers advertise to the user, and when the user sees the advertisement, they get they'll see the ad, they'll get the revenue, and the revenue goes straight back to the publisher, and then the publisher will deliver content to the user. So it's like this little triangle that works out well. And so the idea is, as a publisher, you have to deal with like an advertiser middleman. Well, what if that advertiser middleman was a piece of blockchain technology that does it for you, and you eliminate this middleman so that whoever publishes the ad will get royalties straight from the user rather than this middleman? And the best way to think about it is like, Facebook right here is going to be your advertiser. And let's say you have a company and you're like selling flowers, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to a publisher and publish an ad. Now, what that publisher is going to do is create that ad based off of what you want. And then from that publisher, it's going to go straight to the advertiser, where they're going to put it out onto a platform. And so essentially the user has to go through what we call a middleman. Instead of the user going straight to like a publisher and saying like, hey, can you create this? And then just go out and hand it out. They need someone to go and advertise it. So what the user can do is go to a publisher, get the creation of whatever ad they want, put it out there, and the advertisement will take care of itself. It's through blockchain technology and through avenues that are available with this technology. So that's kind of the ad. So coming down, fraudulent ad serving. So ad fraud was estimated to be about 66 billion in 2020. Detection of fraud has to happen based on historic data rather than real time. In the same way, advertising sold, this leaves both buyers and sellers vulnerable to fraudulent transactions. Now, this is the big problem we have in cryptocurrency. What companies will do is they'll take a MetaMask website, copy exactly, change one letter in the URL so that you don't see it, and then put it up there so you put your keys in, and they'll go into your wallet and steal all your cryptocurrency. So this is what we talk about, fraudulent ad serving. And so if we can develop a piece of technology to fight back against this, we can save a lot of money really, really quickly. So just moving down, this goes into a lot of possible marketing for this project, but just talking about their overall utility behind this token. So to buy and sell fees, you have to pay a 1.5% fee. There's going to be interoperability for these ads, so it can go from blockchain to blockchain. There's going to be transparency of supply pass through immutable records of all data on the Alkimi exchange. So if you put out an ad, the records can't be deleted. That's what it means by it to be immutable. They don't have access to delete it. So once it's out there and it's done. There's privacy law. There's you can get royalties for anyone who created the ad. You don't have to go through middlemen. There's advanced market making algorithms that will do the marketing for you. The entire project is going to be community owned, and there's going to be operator rewards for just liquidity staking. So if you put your tokens up, pair it up with the DAG token, you're going to earn some awesome rewards. And so the idea is this platform is going to generate revenue through these ad fees, and with these ad fees, they're going to pay back to the token stakers. So it's a really great deal. Now scrolling down, they've had a really cool Alkimi exchange rollout with from Q3 of 2021 all the way to Q3 of 2022, where they started off as the ERC20 and then started migrating to a layer 0 token. And basically they've been trying to get on centralized exchanges and promote this project as much as possible. Now, kind of scrolling down to the tokenomics, they've already had a private sale, and the max supply of the ADS tokens is about 250 million. Now, going through each of these private sales, they put up about approximately 20% of the tokens in the private sale, and then another 25 went to team, advertisers, and marketing, and the rest went into staking, development bounties, exchange, liquidity, reserve, and platform tokens. So one problem I have with these tokenomics is literally the team that's behind this project is going to have approximately 35% of the entire token supply. That's good and bad. Good to avoid whales from manipulating and trying to crash the price, but bad because if a majority of the team owns the tokens, they could just sell them off right off the bat. But typically with a project like this, that doesn't really happen if you want your project to be successful, because there's more of a reward for the development team to have a successful project than to just do a straight rug pull. Now, there's going to be platform tokens. You can stake your tokens, earn revenues, and there's a lot more stuff on here, but I'm not going to go through it because it's going to turn into like a 5-hour video. So overall, what Alkimi is doing is they're providing a solution to a problem. Advertising, it's centralized. This is how social media companies make their money. Everyone's trying to decentralize social media, but they're not realizing that the money comes through from advertising. And so if we can decentralize advertising, this will break up the big tech monopoly, which would scare the absolute pants off of YouTube and all these other big tech corporations. And so using this revenue will actually push these centralized companies to play fair in the ad revenue space, and also push them to get onto a blockchain to use this type of technology. Now, if you guys scroll down right here, where are you? So staying up to date. So starting off here, Alkimi is planning on bringing ads to the metaverse. They're getting involved in Web3 and talking about getting into video games. So the team behind this project is constantly developing, and they're constantly getting into new fields. And their ultimate goal is to really go in and attack the metaverse and try to get as much of their advertisement up in the metaverse as possible. So this is why I firmly believe that this project has huge potential. As for whether or not they're going to go against these social media companies at the beginning, they're probably not, because they need to establish a stable base ground within the current blockchain, metaverse, play to earn game space. And then once they start establishing more ground, they'll go in and start getting into like decentralized social media networks. And this is what's going to be a huge threat. So in my opinion, this project, it's really cool. It's different, and there's a lot of awesome use cases behind it. But also keep in mind, there might be another project that'll come along that'll be almost better than Alkimi. They're also launching on the Constellation Hyperledger, which is great, awesome technology, but not a lot of people are on Constellation right now. And I firmly believe Constellation is going to blow up in the next bull market. But when it comes to dApps and interaction within the ecosystem, it's still developing, it's still growing. So it's going to take some time for this project to go off. As for social media following, let this pull up real quick. Right now, they got about 18.5 followers, which is really, really good. Typically, we'll probably see this get a little bit higher, but a lot more people know about this project, and they just started up in 2021, and they're going to keep pushing and keep building and keep expanding their overall network. So in my opinion, I'm extremely bullish on this project, but please be careful, and that is not financial advice. And that's it for the video, guys. If you got a question about Alkimi, leave it down below in the comment section. And before I wrap this video up, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so we keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information in the space. My name is Kris. I love every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.